the dust off the PS2. Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so I want to go back to a particular time. I believe I interviewed you about the PS Vita a long time ago as well. But that's something I also want to bring up, the PlayStation Vita, the most high-end portable that PlayStation has made. So do you think the PS Vita came out too early? And would it fare differently if maybe it came out maybe later, 2019 or even 2025, under different technological upgrades and whatnot?
I think the Vita was too late. Because the smartphone has become, gaining more popularity as a gaming platform, even though that, very different kind of games. But in terms of people holding a device, on the go and can spend some time anywhere, everywhere, the smartphone really took over the position of portable gaming. So the PSP did great. So did the Nintendo DS, but the next generation 3DS, even though it did much better than PS Vita, didn't do the same numbers as the Nintendo DS. And I think the biggest challenge that we had and we learned was as a company, because PS Vita was totally different platform from PS3 or PS4, managing two different platforms at the same time was too much, too hard, too difficult in terms of resources. Like I was managing first party, so I had to divide the development resource to this team makes a game for PS Vita, this team makes a game for console. But as we approach PS4 launch, we need more teams working on the PS4 titles, so we have to shift some resource from PS Vita development to PS4. So everywhere in the company, all company resources have to be divided into two different platforms, and that was almost impossible to support. And I think the situation was the same for Nintendo because they also had console and portable, and they unlike us, they did better on portable than their consoles. But still, the same situation, they had to allocate the their resources into making games for portable or making games for console or other marketing support. So I believe one of the reasons of the Nintendo Switch success was they are able to combine the both, just one platform for as both console and portable, right? So they are able to put every resource, all the resource to support one platform. So in terms of PlayStation, we just dropped the portable so that we are able to focus on console.
All right, now let's just switch gears a bit. Why do you think, like we're talking about the PlayStation VR, why do you think the PSVR and the PSVR 2 did not get a bigger reception than it should deserve?
Yeah, well, I was personally very heavily involved in the actual development of the hardware, PSVR 1, and I became like the spokesperson representing the company. I unveiled the system at GDC 2 years before the launch and like that. And of course, I directed the development of first-party games on VR. And that's a super exciting period because VR was talked about and many people are dreaming about making games, VR games, like Mizuguchi-san was thinking about VR when he designed the Res in the first place. So it was for him was finally I can create the game he was imagining when he designed Res originally. So there are lots of excitement, and once you try it, you understood. This is different. This is a new media. This is it's impossible for you to create this experience with a regular flat screen. However, the challenge. So we are all optimistic, but the challenge we had was unless you try it, you don't understand. And because of the demand of the technology, you have to render, two different, images and challenges. When we show the VR games on YouTube, for example, it looks like a last generation game graphically. So it's it's impossible to communicate the experience of playing VR games through the flat screen. So that was the biggest challenge. And of course, COVID happened, so we are no longer able to do hands-on experience for people. So, but the technology is making good progress, and every new hardware system provide a better experience. So I'm still optimistic in the future when the system becomes small enough and the system has a capability to be instantly, switch between in the VR and see through the outside. It becomes less, socially awkward to use these devices in public. So it's taking longer than we had hoped for, but still, I think there's a future for that kind of XR devices and experiences.